The people that are actually in the AI space and like developing it, these server farms are so large that you could multiply this office 30 times over. They type something in ChatGPT, it's like, do you want me to do this? They type yes. Asks another question, why yes? The goal today was to just get you to see this as a resource. That is like AI insurance for you. And then when everyone gets to the button that says memories, you want to make sure your memory is turned on. All right, so does everyone in the room have ChatGPT on their phone, yes or no?
No.
Okay, of those that do, well, just raise hands, how many?
I do.
Okay, those of you that don't, this is gonna be wildly more helpful if you do, because that's basically what we're gonna walk through here is how to just set it up. We're gonna go real slow because most people skip that step and then usually they end up hating it. They think it's not useful. Gemini's fine, okay? So these all are gonna work. You do have it?
No, I had AI on my phone. Yeah.
Well, now you know. All right, so for whatever app everyone has, just open it up. Out of everyone in here, how many is it ChatGPT? How many is it Gemini? Just so I know how to, GPT, Gemini, chat. Chat? Both? Chat, okay. It's gonna be the same instructions. Okay, so let's do this just to warm everyone's thought pattern up. Let's start negative and then turn positive. What is everyone's fears, uncomfort, or just general uneasy feelings towards AI, especially when it comes to business? Wasting water?
Resources.
Okay, resources long term.
Critical thinking.
Okay.
I just more so want to use it in a way that is like useful and actually beneficial for like my life and my business versus just, I feel like some people use it for like literally everything.
Yep.
I think that that's a little waste.
I mean,
So similar to like dependence, right? We're kind of saying like we want to use it, we don't want to wastefully use it.
I've used
Use
it
it.
for like spreadsheets and stuff, which is really good. But like I also used it to make me a grocery shopping list for a new like anti-inflammatory diet or something.
Yeah.
So I guess you can use it in ways that
Yeah, so I think we have to remember too how much of this is like the plastic straw analogy. It's not that plastic should be in the ocean, but that's not as bad as dumping oil. And we have to remember like, yes, it is not free to use this resource. Like there is water spend. There are servers that are gonna leak warm water into cold water sources. But at the end of the day, us helping either a real estate business or a mortgage business is not the same as OpenAI making something the size of a city and putting it in a cornfield. So I think we have to remember that like a lot of the media and messaging we see around how wasteful it is to encourage the little guy not to use it, knowing that the person who funded that article probably owns 3 server farms. So what you guys all heard me talking to Jay about earlier was I got to go out to Vegas last week and I was there for a mastermind, but one of the mortgage clients I work with actually is in Vegas. And like the people that are, I guess, actually in the AI space and like developing it, these server farms are so large that you could multiply this office 30 times over and it would take up like that much of their storage. So the room for data to collect is there, but like humans, like we always kind of focus on the dumb stuff, the cat pictures, the dog pictures, and we all know that is wasted data. So does anyone have, let's say, a fear of not being needed when it comes to AI? Like, is that something that's come up with like client conversations, internal fear, anything like that? Or have you guys not really experienced that yet? No one?
Like one thing for me was when I was at my old office is that, you know, there are agents using ChatGPT and kind of maybe manipulating data, like who's the best realtor, their name comes up because they put it in there or something. And so they've gotten leads off of that. So it's just like, I don't not want to be part of it, but I'm also like, I don't want to actively be part of it.
Yeah.
Obviously I have to utilize it as a tool and to keep with the times because we don't want to be those ancient realtors that are like, oh no, I'm not changing with the times at all.
Yeah.
And, you know, still faxing stuff.
or
It's
hand
true that are out there.
delivery.
But it's just, you know, kind of feeling left out of that, but not also actively being a part of it.
Okay, so what my only goal is today, because I've done a couple of these where I kind of like cause existential dread. I don't want to do that. I've done a few of these where it's like exciting, but we didn't really do anything. So the reason why I asked everyone what app we have is I learned that setting up the app correctly, meaning like in your actual settings of like, I'm a realtor. My goal is to sell more houses. I do that to spend more time with my kids, whatever your reason is. If you put that in from the start, it's almost going to force your usage moving forward to align to that. So that's what we're going to do today. And we're going to do it simply. So everyone, let's roll into ChatGPT. So open the app. You're going to open Gemini. And so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to your name, which is in the bottom left corner, and you're going to go to the settings. And then everyone just kind of holler when you're at that point. Yeah, and if anyone's struggling, look to your neighbor to help you get there. No one should be confused alone. And let me see Gemini real quick. I'm going to look at yours just so I don't get too confused.
This is Gemini.
Okay, so you're in your account.
Here.
You have
Yeah.
to click the top thing and then click the thing with your name on it for
I think it's personal intelligence. We got that.
I've done a lot of the things you're.
Oh, you got it? Oh.
Have you done the account personalization where you like tell it how to talk to you? Okay, so then follow with me on this one. Okay. All right, so you guys are logged in? Settings. Dave, logged in, settings?
Yeah, I'm in the settings.
Logged in, settings? Okay. All right, does everyone see, I think it's 6 down, it says personalization.
Yep.
All right, everyone click on that. All right, so I'm gonna do this quickly with everyone who has chat, and then we're gonna all do the verbal together. So does everyone see where it says base, style, and tone? Click on that. You all know yourself, okay? So I want you to think about, this is like your coach, this is like your mentor, this is who you want your robot to be to you. Yeah, so this is how do you want your robot to talk back to you is basically what you're answering here. Okay, so Dave, professional, what'd you pick? Professional, quirky?
No, I did friendly.
Okay. I did candid. What are you guys picking? Friendly? Perfect. Okay. And so Nadia, we'll prompt through this.
Okay, no worries.
All right, so then when you guys see the characteristics here, you see where it says warm, enthusiastic, headers and lists, emoji? Okay, so warm, you can choose if you want it to be a little more friendly and personal, or you can do less. So you can pick these depending on if it's important for you.
Gemini sounds really good.
She's like, I'll be out in the car.
I need an audio book, sir.
Gemini sounds hot.
I like my Gemini voice
We
too.
go on a date.
That's your
Don't
new
take 2 hours.
Don't tell my husband.
I did not do this, by the way. So this is like setting up your
Texting.
characteristics through, okay.
Okay, so when you guys are here, the only one, and I'm just gonna tell you my logic, everyone's gonna have their own. The only one I put is headers and lists. I increased that to more because as you guys see where this is going, it's gonna take a lot of data, condense it to the only thing your client's gonna read. And like Jay can attest over the last couple months, like I used to send walls of text. I've learned 1 to 2 paragraphs is all anyone's gonna read.
Yes.
Yeah, way more efficient, okay? And then go down a little bit more. So you're gonna see where it says your nickname. So I just put Alex for mine, so I didn't do anything too fancy. And then you're gonna put your occupation as well. So for everyone in the room, I would just either put licensed realtor, real estate agent, loan originator, whatever you guys wanna put there. And then when everyone gets to the button that says memories, you wanna make sure your memory is turned on. So it's gonna remember you, it's gonna remember your chats and what you've talked about so that if you're working on a client's deal, it doesn't just completely forget who that client is in the 9th hour. And you're like, oh crap, like all that stuff I was working on for the last 4 hours just went away.
I have a question just regarding like our industry. Now with that and like any information we might put in there, do we have to disclose to clients that we might be like when I go to the doctor anymore, they're like, hey, are you okay with us using AI to record this conversation?
Yeah, nothing you're doing with your clients is HIPAA. So that's because it's health related. And the difference between you doing it publicly or not would be, I mean, in Ohio, you're fine. You could record everything and post it. It wouldn't be good to close a deal, but legally you're fine. What I just tell all my clients is, hey, this is going to help me take better notes. My service is going to be better to you. This doesn't cost any more money. Do you mind if I record this conversation? Or do you mind if I put this information in? I've literally never heard someone complain about that. So I think the easiest way to do it is just be forward with them. Don't try to sugarcoat it, hide it. And it's worked for me the whole time. So I've been very open and early that I'm using AI and I've never really had anyone have an issue with it. It's just the times where you're not telling someone you're using it and then they get confused like, what is this? Okay, so everyone, we just did this part, correct? So memory's on, you put your occupation in there, your name's in there, and it's personalized, okay? So now we're gonna go all the way back, right? To back to where it's a new chat, okay? And this is what I want you all to type. I'm about to tell you my goals, interests, and resources in my life. As I tell you this info, save it to your memory, okay? So I'll reread that wherever you guys get stuck. So I'm gonna tell you about my goals, interests, and resources in my life. And then as I tell you this info, save it to your memory. Everyone tell me once you've sent that message or close to it.
Whenever you're ready.
See, it's because yours is friendly. Mine's perfect. I'm ready. Dude, I've done that. I downloaded Grok, and I made it the really like punk version of Grok. It's so mean to me. It's great. Yeah, no, serious. It's
It'll call you out.
Yeah,
on your
it calls-
shit, like
yeah.
it really will.
Yep.
Stupidest shit I ever did. No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right.
Oh, you're.
It makes fun of me for how I use it.
I'm gonna tell mine to stop being condescending.
That's crazy.
All right, so everyone just entered that prompt. Yep.
Yes.
Okay, so first, everyone's gonna just type it and then we're gonna talk about it. I want everyone, so if you're a realtor, amount of houses you're gonna sell, GCI, and start there. So say my goal in 2026 is production number, and then how much money goes in your pocket from that number, because that's all that matters. We're starting to point the true north there. So here's just like loose numbers. I want to sell 50 homes and make 100K in GCI. That would be like the most baseline one I can think of. So we're gonna start with that one. And then everyone just thumbs up or say something once that's sent, because we're going to be doing a couple of these in a row. So its response doesn't matter too much right now. It's probably going to ask us questions. We're just going to keep giving this info and it's going to save it to the memory. All right. So does everyone have close to production goal in there? Production GCI goal in there? Yep. Dave, you're cooking over there. All right. So then the next one, I want you to write about a paragraph or two about what is important with your own mental health and lifestyle so that this thing doesn't just put you on the treadmill. Okay. For me, mine knows I have 2 dogs, I have a fiance. Those are like my top priority. So if I don't have time to play with the dogs, do dinner, be present, it won't give me advice around a schedule outside of that, okay? So just a quick paragraph or two of, to hit those goals, I will not sacrifice, and then insert what you're not going to sacrifice to hit those goals. This is like the step I see everyone miss, and then they wonder why they hate AI. And the truth is, if you don't put these in here, it's going to probably tell you everything correct to do because you didn't give it any boundaries.
Should we be sending these as we're doing them, or I'm just making like one?
Just keep it. So when we did that first prompt that said update this to your memory, every time you hit send, this whole thread's like, that's what I'm saying. It's going to respond and ask you questions. Don't get lost in the ping pong of like answering it. We're just going to keep doing these 3 in order, and then I'll show you guys at the end how that's helpful. All right, is everyone mostly good for what you're not willing to sacrifice / standards of personal life? Yep. Okay, cool. All right, and then the last one here, this is where I want you to tell it all of your resources, okay? What CRM does your company use? Who are your lenders? Who are your agents? Start saying like, these are the people, these are the softwares, these are the programs maybe. I mean, like for Dave, Nadia, Jay, like bring up Homes for Heroes. Like this is something that's one of the resources that I have for my clients, but also the agents I work with and their clients. So I want you guys to just list off basically like all of the things that you already have as help so that the AI can tell you when it's time to ask for help to do it faster versus struggling on your own. How's everyone doing on the resource one? I know this one's a little more broad, open-ended. I would say like tell it your brokerage, give it the location, because you have to remember if it's something public, it can research that. So like even if you're like, we work with Legacy Home Finance, it's going to scrape the website. It's going to scrape the public content Jay and I have made. So you don't have to give it too much info. You just have to give it where the resources are. So I'd say everyone just give me a thumbs up once you've explained to it the tech you have, people that are around you, and then any other special resources that you told it you have.
It's so smart.
Okay, so everyone's sent that now?
Yeah, just.
Okay. Okay, so for this last part, this is where you guys are all going to write your own version of this message. When I asked you guys at the start what your fears were, where you feel left out, what your concerns are, I want you to tell the system, I'm worried that I'm going to over or underutilize this. I know that you know everything about me now, and ask it how it can be helpful to you based on what you just told it. So be honest in this message, be crazy if you need to be crazy, be serious if you need to be serious. And just remember, if you get stuck writing this message, the final ask is based on everything I told you, what can you do to help me moving forward? And then once everyone has an answer, let me know, and we're going to start sharing some of them with each other. So you're done. Who else is done? Done. Nadia's done. Done. Dave, you look the most locked in I've ever seen you right now.
He's like, this is great.
Changing his life.
Okay, so I'm just going to talk through while everyone's still loading. So what we did there is what is a fair test at AI, right? You have to give it real information to get the real benefit that you uniquely want. I like that you brought up the grocery list example. This has been like one of the biggest moral fights is don't use it for things like grocery lists. But there's a counter argument, which is what if that's the most important thing that that person could use that day because they've struggled the most with food, resources, and finding the healthy, affordable, whatever that is. So anytime you look at how is someone using this, like as a little small town business owner, I can get mad at these big companies and go, they're killing all this environment, which they are. They're taking up all this space and they have a product I won't have access to. And I can be mad and I can like put my feet in the sand and just say I quit. Or I can take the inverse approach, which is I don't have red tape and regulation. I don't have 100 people I'm talking for. I'm just talking for myself and maybe my fiance, but she has her own account. And I'm saying what my unique goals are. If I use it that way, I do get the competitive advantage. There's no real supply drain I'm causing to the system. And what I'm actually doing is giving myself an experience to like take the quote. I'm only really taking what I need from it. I'm not getting lost in it. I'm not using it to replace social interaction. I'm not using it to replace critical thinking. It's becoming a partner of my critical thinking. And that's the difference. Like I've seen like business owners' accounts that all they do is just say yes. Like they have no original thought. They type something in ChatGPT. It's like, do you want me to do this? They type yes. Asks another question, why yes? So like when you use it that way, like you are going to lose your ability to think critically. But if you guys do what we just did, which is tell it a little bit of info about yourself, tell it your resources that you have, and tell it what your true north is. Like, here's how much money I want to make in houses I want to sell, and here's the lifestyle I'm not willing to sacrifice to do that. That is like AI insurance for you, to not have a bad time with it, to not make sure it does something you don't want it to do, but also allows you to get more fun within those guidelines now. Because then if you start asking something about a lead buyer program, or should I put these flyers out in a neighborhood that I'm farming, now it's referencing not only the public data, it's going to reference your goals too. So it's going to go, yes, actually, in your office, you have this thing that does blank. And it's going to find it way faster, and it's just redirecting you back to the main goal. Versus, I've seen so many people use AI, find really cool info, but they're distracted, and it kind of just spreads everything out. So for everyone that just got a response, what were you guys surprised by? What were some of the things your robot said? And just random shout outs. Dave, start in the back, dude. You're too focused for me to not call on you.
I just told it about like my weight loss goals. I told it about obviously my production goals that I want to hit. And it pretty much told me that like it's not that hard.
Yeah.
and that I need to just continue to do what I'm doing and it'll happen, and that motivation's irrelevant. I just need like mechanics to just figure out how to structure my days and just continue to show up pretty much.
So then I'm going to give everyone a friendly prompt after you read yours to me. Dave, your prompt is make me an ideal 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Sunday if these were my goals. Okay?
Yeah, it gave me like six different steps.
Yep.
I mean, it literally structured my day from like 8 a.m. Monday through Friday all the way until 5:30.
Golden.
Yeah.
Solid. Okay, who's next? What do you got? I'm so curious.
I said that I don't want it to overtake human decency and intelligence and only use it to make my business succeed. And I said that AI only overtakes when people let it replace thinking, ethics, or connection, and then use the way you want it to. AI does the opposite. It protects your time, handles mechanical stuff, and then if there's any time that I feel like it's too, it suggests something that crosses a line, I can literally say, that feels too AI-ish, and will recalibrate immediately.
Okay, so your prompt is going to be, what are the first prompts I should ask you moving forward? And then that'll kind of be your guide to start comfortably asking questions with it and getting into this habit of you asking and trying to extract what you need. And then when it has its first overstep or like, well, that's too far, same thing. It now knows it'll update its memory accordingly. Okay, let's finish the back row. What do you got?
So I mentioned to it that I'm bilingual and speak Spanish, so I want to make sure people in the area know that, so I can become like the default choice. And it mentioned says your issue is likely distribution, not skill. You're probably under monetizing a niche that already exists in your market. And it just started asking me some questions about what I'm doing right now.
What's your city that you would say, like one city you farm? I understand you probably do multiple, but
Lorraine.
Okay, so I want you to prompt, if my goal was to be the #1 bilingual realtor in Lorraine, what would my distribution look like on a day-to-day basis? And then whatever it answers, similarly to Dave, that's your new schedule. That's your new task list. That is a huge undermined miss right now, especially with all the apps are already starting to auto-translate. Yeah, the second you can be Spanish with it being your real voice, not an AI dubbed voice of someone in English, like the first people, that's a closing window. I'll just put it that way, like sooner than better. All right, and let's just go left to right here. So starting on left, what do you got?
I mentioned that 2 kids and a family at home, so I want to be cognizant of that. I also coach my kids' sports year round, and then I don't want it to take over and make me sound like a fake person, not be true to who I am. And it said that it will not force me into using generic scripts that other realtors use. It'll make sure anything it shares with me will be factual. It'll also make sure that it will work and explain why it will. Some ideas for me moving forward. I can get you, we can turn your goals into numbers and not just vibes. So it's going to it will help me design a business that will respect my life boundaries, doing things efficiently, coaching my kids' sports, protecting family time together, while still making time for vacation.
Okay, so here's your prompt. I want you to ask me 10 questions in order about how I can tactically achieve my goals and make them specific. And just so you guys know, I listen to like what the first thing you open up with, and that usually tells you what's most important. So I'm guessing for yours, it's going to be hit your goals, make them tactical while not missing the coaching, not missing the kids. Like everyone is going to have a true north or multiple. And I think the more your AI knows that, it's like you can almost get lazier with your questions because you're just asking to find the true tasks you need to do. So it's almost like upfront work is give it the goals honestly, then you can go more into a casual, just chat with it versus like this level of focus every time you're using it. Okay, all right, what does yours say?
But like I just said that what was important to me was to have like control of my time. I don't like being told what to do. I won't sacrifice missing my kids' school events, any of their sports, and I like dinner time with my family too. It's like really important we have dinner every night together.
Yeah, so I want yours prompt to be, I want you to act as my critical thinking partner. If you don't like being told what to do, it doesn't mean you don't want the better answer. So what you can train it to do is basically just start asking you like leading questions. So you'd be like, I want you to become my critical thinking partner and make sure that I'm the one understanding how I make time for my kids, how I'm the one generating leads for my listings, my buyers, whatever that is. Because I think for you, it's not necessarily the prompt, it's more of how the system runs. Because then when you're like, well, this is annoying and I have a kids event at 7, but we were supposed to do dinner at 8, then it's gonna be like, well, what would you do if you had this time? Instead of just saying, so I think for you, it'd be more like, what is something you could do with the free 2 hours you have today? And you'll go, oh, well, I could probably do. Yeah. So it's going to become a thinking partner versus like a boss. All right, Nadia, what do you got?
I gave me a laundry list of things. It said a boundary guard for scheduling, just to make sure that I'm making time for my family. It said if you need to communicate with the client during your quote family time, give me the raw details and I will draft an email or text so it's ready for you to just send. So just
Yeah, so I would say your prompt should be build me a questionnaire of all the inconvenient times to answer and help me make a templated message for them. So that way you are still going to answer your client. You're not going to go full robot, but you're not doing the labor of think, respond, stress, deal frustration, text J, text client, text agent. Now I'm back at dinner. It's going to be just find the template, go back to dinner, deal with it when you're done. And that was a Gemini one, correct?
yes.
Okay. And yeah, another one is if it is too long, sometimes I literally just tell mine like too much data, give me 1 or 2 steps. Because I'm the same way, like I want mine to always be 1-to-1 with me. Like I want to give me advice, I want to take the advice, and I want feedback. I don't want it to be like, here's 30 things to do, and then I do 2 of them. And then there's like a lingering 28 where it's like, this dude never executes. Like it'll know that. All right, then what does yours say?
Well, I just, I put the most, what's important in my personal life and style. So I'm a mom of 2 teens who play sports. I'm home every day, picking up and dropping off, their schedule, and their caretaker and their appointments. We go to the games on the weekends too. Love spending time with my family. I have 2 dogs and a husband. That was just because basically, you're hands-on. So it said design business plans that fit your school hours, avoid strategies that require nights and weekends, which I'm a real estate agent. Help build systems that reduce mental load. That was important. And keep family first values, backing in your brand, messaging, and goals.
So I think for yours, it would just be like simply like give me that 2-week new schedule and then let's have a conversation about it. Because I think a lot of times like there's obviously missing data, right? So even if you say like I'm a mom of 2 or I'm this, it doesn't know the kid's practice schedule. It doesn't know that it's 6 days a week versus 2. So I think when you open that thing to have a dialogue with you and then you give it, it's still going to keep the goals of your business plan. It's just not going to put you in something that like clearly doesn't make sense to your schedule.
Yeah. And I've done this quite a few times where you just kind of do like
bite size.
Yeah, you do different schedules too, what matches what you want to get done.
Yeah.
For your tasking. My problem is follow through. Like I even printed out stuff. I even printed out my branding.
So yours would be reminders then. That's why your prompt would be like
I've been using Gemini more to put calendar dates and stuff, not chat, but
So you have your calendar connected?
to Gemini.
Okay, then I would end every conversation with you have of literally just go make the events that came from this, and then you'll get in the habit of being like, oh, I deleted that on Wednesday, or oh, I didn't follow, because then it's on the place where you're used to it.
Yeah, and it gives you a reminder in your email.
Yeah.
That's been helpful, I have to say, because I'm really bad at putting things in my calendar. So having
Gemini, just push it right over. It's huge.
Just set, like, hey, set me an alarm to call this client at 5:30 or whatever, because if I don't have something written down on a paper or somewhere else.
And the paper doesn't remind you.
It doesn't, no.
Yep.
Unless you're looking at
The paper does not have push notifications. All right, for everyone, was that helpful? Was that more than, I know it wasn't the most complicated or fancy thing we could have done, but the goal today was to just get you to see this as a resource. Jay and I can always do way more fancy versions of this where we go way deep into it, but can't really do that unless you guys use Baseline.